Order! Order! You are an incorrigible delinquent at times. Behave yourself, man!
Now, it's a truly shocking figure. There are 200 alleged rapes every year in Britain's schools. And against a background of growing concern about sexual harassment and sexual violence in the classroom, a committee of MPs has decided to launch a first-ever inquiry into the issue. Research from 300 workshops with young people up and down the country suggested that many incidents go unreported because young people fear the victim will be punished as well as the offender. Simeon Brown has this.
Growing up has always been hard. But these young women want to make it easier for teenage girls in school today, faced with the added disadvantage of sexism and harassment.
You'll get boys pinging bra straps, especially when you're a bit younger and it's a new and novel thing. People whistling at you on the street when you're walking to and from school in your uniform. And even in schools now, you're seeing things like sexting and revenge porn, and it's not always as dramatic as that. Quite often it is the little things, that's what everyone experiences, but it's only ever the big things that get the headlines.
I really hope that people can see these sort of little things that can be seen as sort of trivial or banter as part of this wider problem, and hopefully if those are addressed, then we can address the wider problem.
They've called for action. Today, MPs on the Women and Equalities Committee answered by launching an investigation into harassment in schools.
This inquiry follows mounting pressure from campaigners and evidence of thousands of incidents in schools across the country, including alleged rape. Research committed on behalf of the Women's and Equalities Committee found that some students felt their schools were not doing enough.
Some of these problems are not new. Sexism has always been with us. Sexual harassment, unfortunately, not a new problem, although good that there's a focus on it these days. What is new for young people is this online world that they are immersed in day and night. It makes it complicated for schools to know how to proceed. Schools are one agency, not the only agency. Parents want support and information about how they can best support and work with their children to keep them safe and to make sure that they're happy.
These girl guides sympathise with their teachers. Their challenge is for government.
I'm very aware as I'm doing my A-levels that my teachers have got a lot of work on, and I think they need support from the government on how to address these issues in schools, and I think there should be a standard for all schools across the country.
I think it's important that we act now as well. I think it's important that we recognise that it is happening in schools and that it doesn't escalate to a wider social context. So it's important that we can address it at a primary level and that it doesn't get worse and worse and worse as boys and girls grow up.
But the government resisted making sex and relationship education compulsory in primary schools. These women feel better education could involve one group who've been absent.
If women are the ones having this conversation, doesn't that leave a key part of the problem out, and those are the people who are actually doing the damage?
Exactly, that's where education is so important, because if we can get people at mixed schools, then we can actually have this frank, open, honest discussion between boys and girls, so then they can actually work out how to get on better, how to treat each other correctly.
These girls hope that one of the first investigations of its type will make schools safer and society more equal.
Simeon Brown and girls speaking out.